Darrell Madison, coming to you from Madison Tax Services in Tampa, Florida. I want to talk to you today. This is an update on what I've seen in the new Donald Trump Tax Cut Act. Okay? It's not looking good for you guys. It's looking good for billionaires and millionaires or anyone that's making more than $500,000 a year.
I brought my tax return along for last year. I filed this on April 15th. And if the if the bill that passed the House with 217 votes had been in effect this year, I would have saved, I can give you the exact figure, I would have saved $679,999, or over 17% of my tax bill. There's nothing ambiguous about that. I will be given a 17% tax cut. And the people it's directed at are couples with $250,000 or more of income. You could entitle this, Relief for the Rich Act or something, because I've got friends where it would have saved them as much as, it gets into the 10 million and up figure.
The trickle-down theory of if big businesses and corporations and billionaires who are basically conglomerates are going to get a major tax cut, and it's supposed to trickle down to workers for investment, for job hiring, and for stockholders and shareholders.
We told you that tax policy was designed for rich people. We were right, you were wrong. Now you're out a couple $1,000. So yeah, a bunch of them saying I won't vote for you in 2020. Okay, great, but damage is done, and it's done to you. But hey, look, to be fair, don't worry. The job creators got an extra $61,000 a year. So maybe one day it'll trickle down on you. So you should enjoy that.
Well, I got to tell you this. It's not going to trickle down to the firemen. It's not trickling down to the police officers. It's not trickling down to teachers. And it's not trickling down to people that are making under $500,000 and less. Itemized deductions are of a thing of the past. So that means that if you're working for your employer and he doesn't carry any of your expenses, those expenses that you used to be able to write off in your 2106 is completely gone. That's your dues if you're firemen and police officers. That's your uniforms if you're doctors and teachers and nurses. The trickle-down theory is not working with this tax cut act. So I'm urging all my clients and anyone looking at this video to contact their congressmen and senators and let them know that this tax act is not for you. It only benefits the top tier income producing entities, which are major conglomerates, billionaires and millionaires.
What's your biggest problem with this tax plan?
My biggest problem is that it targets the wrong tax. Today, the income tax is a rich man's levy. Of the 1.5 trillion income tax collected in the most recent year, 4%, 6 million out of 150 million taxpayers paid 60%. So if you're going to cut income taxes, you're cutting taxes for the rich. I don't necessarily object to that, but it isn't possible politically. And so therefore, they got the wrong tax.
But 50% of the people don't pay any tax.
That's right.
And then you got the standard deduction that gone to 12%.
No, they're raising that. If you take someone at the median income, $59,000 a year, with the standard deduction, they're raising taxes in that outline by 38% on that household. So the point is, nobody on the income tax side is going to benefit big except the top, and we don't need it.
For example, if you're donating to your charity, your church, the boys club, the police fraternity, the firemen, those donations are zilch unless you're donating more than $50,000. Yes, that's 50,000, $50,000, or you get no tax relief.
Trump tax cuts that the GOP willy-nilly passed actually did not save them much in taxes. Many people are owing more to the IRS than in previous years.
So I'm urging all my clients who are making more than $50,000 a year to start looking very seriously into opening up an LLC. Now the businesses are getting the benefits, so don't complain about it. Be the businesses that get the benefits. The IRS is also cracking down on Schedule Cs. So people that have Schedule Cs, that's co-mingling their funds from their personal account to their business operation, you can't do that. And also, if you have a business loss in your Schedule C for more than 3 years, the IRS considers that a hobby. So you have to eliminate that. You have to treat yourself like a business by opening up a business account. And I'm going to provide you some information on the businesses that you should be setting up. Again, it's an LLC, Limited Liability Corporation, and open up a bank account in that business name and do all your business transactions through that one account. Don't co-mingle your personal with your business. The IRS doesn't like that, and either do I. So I have a special program for all my clients that's making over $50,000 that need to open up an LLC. For $425, we'll set up your LLC for you and also give you an opportunity and a break to do your business payrolls through our company called Discovery Payroll. We'll get a special deal for you for that. Only thing you have to do is email me at the email below a name of your corporation, which you like to call it, the names of the partners and their addresses, and we will set up the LLC for you. It's easy, it's quick, but it should be done this year. There's going to be no excuses when you come and see me that you don't have an LLC if you have a home-based business or you're working on doing some work on the side. Many of my car salesmen that are getting a 1099 that's taxed at 30% needs to set up this LLC immediately. Stop procrastinating. So you email me your LLC name, the names of the partners and their addresses, and I will set up your LLC for you for $425. It's vitally important, and it saves you thousands since you cannot write off those expenses anymore. Now, what does it do? This new tax act do for the middle class? It gives you some credits, and you'll see that your taxes are less. But again, if you're making more than $50,000, you can't itemize. And that's where your benefits really stem from, itemizing your expenses. That means your medical expenses, your church expenses, your donations, your travel, your uniforms. All those things that we was able to do before is gone. So be aware that 90% of you guys are going to be affected by the new tax act. And those 90% are going to get less a return this year. So don't be surprised and don't be bewildered when you come to the office and see that your refunds are averaging about $2,000 less than what they were the previous years. It's because of the new tax act that has been implemented by President Donald Trump. So again, it's for the billionaires, it's for the millionaires, it's for people that make over $500,000 a year. So if you're not in that category, please understand that there will be a reduction in your tax refunds. There will be a reduction. Now, there's some positive things for people that are making under $50,000 a year. You're getting the additional tax credit for your children, which moved from $1,000 to $2,000. That's an important jump. And also, you're paying less in federal income taxes. Now, another thing I want you guys to look at, when you get your pay stubs and you see that your Social Security payment is more than your federal income tax, you need to take a second look at your W-4 forms on the job. Many of you people are not paying enough in taxes, okay? So if you're making $50,000 and you bring in a W-2 form that only has $2,500 in federal income taxes, prepare to owe the IRS. You're not paying enough in federal income taxes. And the reason why is many clients are married. So let's say, for example, you're married and you have 2 kids, and you're claiming 3, yourself and the 2 kids. You're also, by claiming married, are claiming 4 people. Your wife or your spouse, yourself, and your 2 kids. And guess what? The spouse is doing the same thing. She may be doing, I'm married, that's 1. Herself is 2, and her 2 kids. So where four people exist, you're claiming 8. And that's why many of you guys are owing money. Okay? So you have to be very careful with one person needs to claim the kids, because you see your spouse is not your dependent. If they're working, they're not your dependent. What the W-2 form sees, or really your W-4 form sees, when you say you're married, they assume that your spouse is home taking care of the kids. Okay? That if your spouse is working, that's not the case. So be really careful when you're filling out your W-4 form to have one, and if the spouse is carrying 1 kid, that's fine. And then you're carrying 1 kid, that's fine. But for you both to be claiming married with 2 kids, that's 4, and she's doing the same, that's 8. That's 8 people that you're claiming where only 4 exist. So be very careful about that. And again, if you're getting a 1099 miscellaneous, you're taxed at a 30% tax rate. So I'm urging you to set up an LLC, a limited liability LLC. Now, there's also a video in my website at MadisonTaxServices.com that explains to you the concept of an LLC. I'm not going to get into that on this video. It's just important for me to give you an alert that the Tax Act, the new Donald Trump Tax Act, is going to affect many of you guys that are making over $50,000 a year. That's very important for you to understand. So prepare. Get your LLCs now. So when you come and see me, you have everything already set up. Only thing you have to do, again, is to provide me the name of the company, the name of the partners and their addresses, email it to the email below, and I'll be able to set you guys up with your LLC. Hope to see you soon. And if I already saw you, have a good year and be prepared for the new Tax Reform Act. Talk to you soon.